Welcome back. We are joined now by Sports Information Director Clark Tuscher. Clark, as always, thanks for stopping by.
Great to be back.
So it's like a national championship weekend almost for the Cardinals, as the men's track and field team is joined by the women's track and field team going to Iowa for the indoor championships.
Yeah, you know, the men are in a great position right now. They've got 7 individuals and 2 relays qualified to compete. Many of them are seated pretty highly. It's going to be really interesting to see the pole vault is on Friday. It's an early event. It's one of our best ones. It gives those guys a chance to really set the table for a 3rd straight indoor national championship. Yeah,
you talk about the pole vault. The Cardinals qualify 3 in the event, and John Wood and Josh Winder come in ranked 1 and 2 in the nation.
Yeah, and they're a step above everybody else in the competition as well. So they're definitely prohibitive favorites. And right now it's just kind of the question is which one of them is going to be at the top of the podium over the other. We do have a 3rd individual, Thomas Stacy, who's a returning All-American, who's in the mix as well. So I think he's seated 4th or 5th. So definitely an opportunity to pick up a lot of points early.
And another event where there's multiple Cardinals going down is in the 400, as Dan Benton is joined by Deontay Hackler, and they're heading down.
Yeah, Dan's got a little bit of a sour taste in his mouth from how it went down last year. You know, he finished 2nd by hundredths of a second and didn't even get to race the guy that beat him. So I know he's got some real motivation to go back there and settle that score. Deontay's the guy that's really come on since that last outdoor season as a top guy in the 400 nationally. And then both those guys competing in the relay at the end of the meet is certainly a boost in an event where we typically do pretty well.
And another Cardinal that had a chance to qualify for the 400 was Bai Kaba, but he forewent that to join the distance medley team, and now the distance medley team is going to nationals.
Yeah, they did that at the last possible day. They went up to Stevens Point specifically to qualify in that event, and wound up with one of the better times in the country. So definitely another opportunity for guys to step in and score points and help bring home a 3rd straight trophy.
And in the last chance meet this weekend, Bobby Kapusta has almost a throw of his life to propel himself into the national contention.
Yeah, Bobby's a really talented guy, and he's just, he's had issues with, consistency and being able to put together, those big throws in the meet situations. But he was able to crank one out there, and all it takes is one to get yourself into the championship. So he's got himself in there. He was there 2 years ago as a sophomore and wasn't able to make the meet as a junior, so he'll be making his 2nd trip to the national championships.
And one of the teams to beat this weekend is the Cardinals 4x4 team, as they come in ranked number 1. This team has seen a lot of different, 400 runners within it, but it seems like this team is really set to take home that title.
Yeah, you'll definitely see the A group coming in, and they set that time, a while back, and it held up as the top time in the country for almost the whole season. So it'll be nice to see them. They really haven't had that team together since that happened. They didn't have to run because they already had that at the time that would hold up. But certainly a favorite to go into that one, and it'll be big because our main competition, the University of Wisconsin Lacrosse, does not have a team in that event. So certainly a chance to come through late and get the championship.
And on the women's side, Chris Dakota and Elizabeth Composto will be representing the Cardinals this weekend.
Yeah, Krista, that's a new event for her this season. She was an 800 runner primarily the first 2 years, so she really came out and competed strongly in the mile. So she's ready to go and compete against the best team in the country. And Elizabeth, another pole vaulter with Coach Winder there, and so certainly a good showing as a freshman. Good chance for her to make a name for herself nationally as well.
And finally, the wrestling team is hoping to make a name for themselves nationally, as Andrew Zobak comes in ranked 6th, and Nathan Fitzrider, the number 1 wrestler at his weight class.
Yeah, if it's possible to be a number 1 ranked wrestler and come in under the radar, it's Nathan this week because of everything else that's been going on. But certainly considered a prohibitive favorite at 125 pounds. With his performances, he's got a 10-1 victory over this number 2 seed in the tournament in his weight class. So certainly a guy that is expected to go through. It's a very difficult road. The wrestling championships, a lot of number 1 seeds don't make it through, but he is considered a very strong favorite to win there.
And that's been his focus all year. I mean, he passed up competing even in conference and a Wheaton final to make sure that he was ready for this tournament.
Everything they've done this season has been geared toward winning a national championship, and now here's the chance to go and get it.
Well, we look forward to seeing him hopefully bring home the championship. Thanks so much for joining us, Clark.
Thank you.
That's all the time we have for this week's Cardinal Report. The men's basketball team tips off the Sweet 16 this Friday at the College of Wooster in Ohio against Wittenberg University. See you right back here next week on the Cardinal Report.